Hello and welcome to episode 181 of the Casual Try Hard podcast. I'm Brian,
And I'm James.
and I'm a little froggy, as you can hear.
Yeah, Brian's not feeling so hot, and we're running a little low on time. We got to squeeze 2 episodes in over the course of this weekend. So these next 2 weeks worth of episodes are probably going to be a little shorter than normal. So apologies in advance.
Yeah, having a child is just bringing in like a biological weapon into your house.
Yeah.
You just don't know when they're gonna like pull the pin on like the sarin gas and like knock you out for 3 weeks. You're just like, oh, sarin gas, that's a chemical weapon. Whatever. We're gonna bring home like a bowl of Thrax, and you're just like, oh man, I'm dead now.
A bowl of Thrax.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't realize Gavin's middle name was Typhoid Mary.
Yeah, exactly. Gavin, Typhoid Wakefield. Yep. Wait a minute. Yeah, so like he got an ear infection. And we were dealing with that, and then like Wednesday I started to feel a little Thursday I was like, oh, I gotta go to work and give this talk. I'm fine. Gave the talk, and then by the end of the night I was like, I can't talk anymore.
Yeah.
And then Friday was just mime time with a 2-year-old. He was not about that life. He was like, I can do whatever I want.
You can't say no.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about what is it? Alchemy, Legends, Commander Heroes, Baldur's Gate, something.
Yeah, I think it's Alchemy Horizons Baldur's Gate is the actual name. But I'm sure we're not going to remember that going forward, so some combination of those words will be the set name from here on out.
Yeah. Something Mythic Edition.
Probably.
So, as we've brought up, Wizards has decided to not produce reasonable products for like a 4-month period.
Yeah.
So if you have anything you want to hear about, I know we had someone come into come into the Discord asking about like, they're like, you say stuff that like I don't understand, so I had to like go deep into the like archives and find like, hey, here's the thing about jargon.
Yeah.
And it's like the like learning to play stuff. But
yeah, I mean, that's probably a good point to bring up is I guess we don't promote our back catalog really at all. There's a lot of really good episodes in our back catalog, especially if you are like newer to our show or new to the game or both, probably both. We did a whole episode or a whole series of episodes last summer, like, I don't know, 15 episodes probably, all about like how to play Magic in paper, how to like get into your local game store, all the terminology, some best practices, things you should have with you, all of that sort of stuff. So go back and check some of those old episodes out. I mean, if there's enough interest, we can certainly revisit some of that stuff. Some of those episodes aren't like super interesting, but a lot of them are, there was a bunch of them that were kind of fun to make.
Yeah.
Think about stuff you don't normally think about.
Yeah, so if you have any ideas of things you want to like us to talk about, please get at us on various social medias. All those links are in the description.
Yeah. Our Discord is probably the best way. There's a link for that in the description if you want to join the Discord, like Brian mentioned a minute ago. I'm in there all the time. Brian pops in pretty frequently, but also, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. All the links are down there. If you guys want to support the show, we would appreciate it if you used our TCG Player affiliate link, tcg.CasualTryHardMTG.com. Follow that link over to TCG Player, and any singles you purchase will help support the show. We'll get a percentage of whatever you spend, and it goes right towards our hosting fees and, whatever else we have to do for the show. If you guys want to support us a little bit more directly, you can chip a couple bucks into our Patreon at patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG. Patrons get access to our show notes. They get access to our pre-show that we record before we do every show. Completely unscripted. There's no format for it. It's kind of whatever we feel like talking about, us just catching up, making sure all our equipment's on and working. But if you want to listen to it, it's quite entertaining at times. Completely raw and unedited, so you never know what you're going to get. And you also get access to, I do give backs once in a while, little tokens of appreciation. I think they're pretty cool, and I think a bunch of our patrons also think they're pretty cool because I get some awesome messages from them about them. So thank you to all our patrons, and if you want to support the show, Like I said, patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG. Chip a couple bucks in, and it really helps us out. Lets us do all the extra stuff that we do. One last thing is our YouTube channel, Casual Tryhard MTG on YouTube, where you can see a video version of this show, complete with our smiling faces. If there's, something that we're talking about that's like referencing a website, a lot of times I'll pull that up on the screen too. So it's a little bit more of a televised, not really TV, but you know what it is. Check us out on YouTube. The thing.
You have watched internet videos. It's an internet video.
Exactly.
You know the basic structure.
You guys got phones, right?
Yeah, you know what's going on. All right, so as we've talked about before, Wizards decided that this would be the year of the YOLO, and that they were just going to not do an in-paper summer standard set.
Super weird.
Super duper weird. And so our summer set is Alchemy Horizons Baldur's Gate. So this is an arena-only set that basically is here to put some number of the Baldur's Commander Legends 2 Baldur's Gate cards onto arena. Now, a lot of them, for reasons, they decided could not go onto arena as they were.
Right.
From Commander Legends. So they were like, let's just put some random Hearthstone mechanics on them and we'll make it an alchemy set.
Yeah.
So this set is full of a bunch of random Hearthstone cards and then stuff to fill out the draft environment.
That's where the problem is, right?
One of them. One of many problems.
One of the problems. So I was very confused when I started looking through, like the whole spoiler came out this past week, like a week ago for you guys listening to this. And I started looking through it and I was kind of confused because the set file didn't register in my head as what they had promoted this set to be. So I went back and looked at exactly how they announced this set. And they said, Alchemy Horizons Baldur's Gate releases in July, bringing hundreds of new cards to Magic Arena and launching with everything you've come to expect from full set releases, including set mastery, draft gameplay modes, and more. So I was kind of under the impression that, we would obviously and more means and more. And they had just announced Explorer. So I was, I guess, wrongfully under the impression they were going to add some Explorer cards in here to get Pioneer on Arena at some point.
Well, you would think with adding hundreds of new cards to Arena, they would not just be cards that are only playable on like 1.5. So I'm assuming all of these cards are legal in Alchemy. And then they're all legal in Historic. But like it's just weird because we've expected repeatedly that they would like use a product launch as a way to like inject cards into Explorer.
Right.
And they've just not done that.
At all.
So, yes, they're adding hundreds of cards, but they are adding hundreds of cards for kind of two formats no one cares about. Now, I'm sure there's someone who has like a deck they really like in Historic that they go back to every so often.
Yeah.
Or they play a lot because they can't play that exact deck in Explorer. But I think that most people are playing Standard and Explorer on Arena. And again, that's what's bared out from that tapped out data.
Right.
Or untapped data.
Untapped.
But I know as we said, that's not the entire picture of all Arena players. But like, this is a set that basically ignores like a huge part of their player base.
Yeah, and like that's really strange for like if this is supposed to be our summer expansion, that's really bizarre because it's not adding anything to standard. So like that's kind of another thing that's weird about this whole thing is that Alchemy has always been like kind of close to standard. Like it's standard plus some, right? It's standard.
Yeah.
And then like for every standard set you get, was it 20 or 30 like Alchemy only cards or whatever. With this set, it pushes Alchemy like super far away from standard. This is an entire set that is legal in Alchemy that's not legal in standard.
Yeah, and that's not something that they've done before. They've not just been like, here is a Alchemy only set that's 300 cards.
Yeah, I mean maybe like it's just
really
my perception of what Alchemy is, but like I kind of thought of Alchemy as like standard 0.5. Like it's standard with just a little bit more. And then, you know, historic is kind of or was kind of standard 2.0 where it's, you know, even more. But now I guess Explorer's in the middle there, so it's like
yeah,
you know, whatever. But now like Alchemy is a completely different like thing. Like it since there's an entire other set that's legal in Alchemy than standard, I don't even know like if you could just play your standard deck in Alchemy anymore.
I know you can't remit weak magic. That's what I do. Yeah, no, it's really weird. If the untapped data is correct, right? Like, you know, basically, you know, 80% of their games are played in Standard and Explorer. Those people get 0 cards.
No, they,
and then on
they get 1 card.
Oh, I'm sorry. They get 1 card. What 1 card is that?
Pilgrim's Eye.
Pilgrim's Eye for Explorer. Yeah, that's... yeah, okay.
I have registered that card for a tournament before.
Like, in Standard, though?
Yeah.
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 Not like in Pioneer Light.
No.
And then on top of that, I honestly don't think there's anything here, or there's not as much as there could be here for people who draft.
I didn't draft any of the Streets of New Capenna Alchemy set that came out, and that was the first like draft Alchemy set, right? That was the first time they did that.
Yes.
I did not draft it, but I don't know how well. Like in my head, I don't see these like the Alchemy mechanics, the digital only mechanics that are supposed to only work digitally and don't work in paper. I didn't really expect them to make for a good draft environment because like limited games are super like up to chance anyway. Mm-hmm. Like the variance is very high in limited games because not only do you have the variance of the draft, like that compounds the variance in your deck. And when you have that much variance and then add in like all of these mechanics that are basically only variance, because that's like the one thing they can, you know, turn up to 11 digitally that you can't do in paper. I kind of just assumed it made for a not great draft environment. Have you heard anything about how the Streets Alchemy draft environment was?
I saw multiple tweets about how one from Sam Black that sticks out. That is basically like, I've done one of these, and it's just the exact same cards from Streets, but then they just added a bunch of like overpowered and like seemingly untested Alchemy cards into the exact same format. And while some of them are just like, you know, variant spin the wheel kind of stuff,
mm-hmm.
Some of them were like utterly ridiculous. There was like a green-white enchantment that like each turn, at your end step, each creature you controlled perpetually got an additional +1/+1.
Oh wow!
It was 5 mana, so it was like Mari's Wake,
mm-hmm.
which like if you get that card, you just like win every one of your drafts you resolve it in.
Right.
Like, do I have 2 creatures? Okay, you can never win.
Yeah.
Then there was the red-green 3/2, and then when it came into play, 2 cards in your hand perpetually got when you cast this, make a treasure. Which then like let you snowball out of control on like turn 3.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of mechanics that just ended up not being fun.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were like, you know, your classic alchemy mechanics that are just super snowballing.
Yeah.
And it's not like they were like, hey, let's take some time and like turn some knobs on the Streets of New Capenna draft environment.
Mm-hmm.
Where we're adding these busted cards. Let's make Angelic Overseer cost 4 mana.
Yeah.
Or be a 1/1 flyer. Or, you know, that was the most egregious card. Or like Jewel Thief. It doesn't need trample and vigilance.
Right.
We could take one of those keywords off. Right. They didn't go in and then like tweak any of the other cards.
Right. They just added in a whole bunch of 11s.
Yeah, they added a bunch of 11s. And so then it was just like, all right, there you go.
Yeah.
Here's a new draft environment.
Yeah.
And it's like, but you made the draft environment like the worst kind of draft environment.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, did I open a bomb? Did I get to cast the bomb?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, kind of like Vow Limited.
Mm-hmm.
Where there were like 10 cards that were just like, oh, if this resolves, you win.
Right.
It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you win.
Yeah.
And they were just like, yeah, let's throw a bunch of those in your draft and then not change any of the other cards. And it's like, so that's just not a good draft environment.
Yeah. So kind of piggybacking on that, not changing any other cards, we told you that this set contains a whole bunch of alchemy-only cards that have alchemy-only mechanics and a whole bunch of cards from Commander Legends Baldur's Gate, but like you just mentioned, they did with Streets of New Capenna, the Horizon or Alchemy set. They just kind of laid that over the top of the Streets of New Capenna draft environment. They did the same thing here, where they overlaid the Baldur's Gate Alchemy cards and the Commander Legends Baldur's Gate cards with AFR, which like already wasn't a good draft environment.
No one is looking back on that format being like, you know what I need? To do AFR again.
Yeah.
So it's weird that they were like, all right,
this
fine.
is how we're going to fill out the set file.
Now, granted, like, I think there's more different between this set and AFR than there was between Streets of New Capenna and Streets of New Capenna Alchemy.
Yeah.
So it might have a slightly different feel, but at the same time, though, right, you're getting a lot of those same cards over again that you've, like, it's almost like when they used to do the old core sets where they were all reprints.
Yeah.
But if they were just like, you know what, M13 was pretty good. We're going to keep all the commons from M13 and some of the uncommons, and then just throw some new rares on top.
Right.
And call that M14. Right, so like they have, what was it? Celestial Unicorn, right? Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So there has to be a life gain theme in black, white, or white, green.
I mean, I would hope.
To make that card playable.
Right. Otherwise, it's a useless card.
Yeah. So, like, the exact same, like, draft archetype that you played a year ago, it's back with the same payoffs and the same enablers. Like, that's super, super weird and probably not fun.
Yeah. So,
also,
go ahead.
I'm scrolling through the card file and I got to Lazelle's Acrobatics.
Yeah.
Look at how small the font is on that card.
Well, so that's what I want to close the episode with. But I got one more thing I wanted to talk about first.
Okay. Well, I wanna kind of piggyback. We talked about this in the pre-show.
Okay.
I don't know if this is your point or not. But so if you look at this set it feels pretty lazy,
Mm-hmm.
right? It was, well, we had Commander Legends. That set came out. We want to get something onto Arena, so we're going to take AFR, throw some Commander Legends stuff on there, and put some goofy mechanics on them.
Yep.
Right? Then you have Streets of New Capenna Alchemy, which is the exact same set plus 40 untested Alchemy cards. Right?
Or more.
Yeah, and then you have a double feature.
Yeah.
Innistrad double feature, which was going to be this curated draft environment of the two sets.
Yeah.
Yeah, the curation was they smushed both card files together.
Right.
So there really wasn't any kind of like curation or anything that was unique about it. Like you could be in blue-black and half of your deck not work with the other half.
Right.
Because the themes didn't overlap.
Mm-hmm.
And like it just seemed like the laziest way to do it.
For sure.
And so there have been a number of things recently. Like I know people have decried Wizards doing cash grabs.
Yeah.
Right, but like three of the sets, 2 arena only sets, and then 1 paper set, have just been like the laziest way you could have done them.
For sure.
And it's just like, well, how can we separate people from the money?
Black and white.
Do this. Yeah, we're gonna hit grayscale.
Yeah.
And then we're going to print all these cards and smush them together.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really accomplish anything. Like it's not giving the consumer something that's actually new and interesting.
Right. Yeah, that would is not the thing that I was going to go back and talk about. So I'm glad that you brought that up.
So like remember on Arena when they did like Kaladesh Remastered?
Yeah.
And they stuck the 2 sets together, but like they took cards out. It was a bigger than normal set, but cards came out,
mm-hmm.
and it was like cohesive.
Yeah, I mean it was fun to draft. I enjoyed draft. Same thing with Amonkhet. Amonkhet Remastered was fun to draft.
Yeah, like so they like took out like the egregious cards. Like I don't think Renegade Freighter was in the remaster.
It was not
because that card was dumb.
Mm-hmm. I was actually looking for it for one of my historic Brawl decks and couldn't find it because I was like, surely it's in there, and nope, it is not on Arena.
Yeah, well, I was looking for Consulate Dreadnought, and that's not in there either.
Yeah,
but they like actually were like, what cards were actually good and limited?
Mm-hmm.
What cards led to good games?
Yep.
In this, they're just like, meh.
Yeah, whatever.
It's fine. They'll pay for it.
That's right. Yeah, if it's not good, they'll either, not play it or, whatever. So kind of if this is just AFR, with some extra alchemy stuff, if you remember back to AFR Limited, it was just Force Red Black.
Mm-hmm.
So I would imagine that's a pretty good place to start with. If you're going to be drafting any Alchemy Horizons, Baldur's Gate, I would imagine you just start with forcing Red Black and go from there, see what the environment feels like. But that's probably a pretty safe place to start.
Yeah, I was looking for what was it? The 3/1. There it is. Hobgoblin Captain.
Yep, he's there.
Right. There's Hobgoblin Captain.
And Kalain is still there.
And there's Battlecry Goblin.
Yep.
Right, like the 2 cards that kind of like held together, and like the Jaded Sellsword.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like you have the cards that like kind of pushed Red Black pretty hard, and at least the red cards.
Yeah.
The ones that like made me think of it, and yeah, there is Kulain, and yeah, so like I think that's where you start, which like is not always the most fun to go back and just like have a similar draft environment. Now, we could very well be wrong, and like this could play totally different, but like it's like the same core.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's hard to think that core is going to be wildly different from one set to the next. Like, oh, I have the same core, but don't you worry, I'm going to play differently.
Well, so right. I haven't spent a ton of time pouring through this, but most of these cards in this card file The ones that they've changed are uncommons, rares, and mythics. There are a couple commons in here that are arena only, but like that's mostly what makes up limited decks are commons. You know, you might have a rare or two, or if you're lucky, 3 or 4, but and then a handful of uncommons. But typically, your limited decks are made from whatever common cards are in your packs, and if most of those are the same between AFR and Baldur's Gate here, I imagine that they're gonna play pretty similarly. So
also, did you see what they did to the gates?
Yeah, they changed them. They work differently than they do in paper, right? Like they're not even the same cards. Same name, same art, different text.
I think they're different names.
I don't think so. I think they're the same names.
No, because I think it's like this is Gate of the Black Dragon, and I think the actual card is Black Dragon Gate.
Oh, okay.
Like I think they're just like, so I think it's like Citadel Gate versus Gate to the Citadel.
Gotcha.
Kind of deal.
Did the I guess I wasn't paying much attention. Did they have land types in Baldur's Gate?
No, they were just gate.
Okay.
As opposed to being a plains gate.
Yeah.
So, right, like the mana fixing in this set, well, I guess in the first AFR the mana fixing was hot garbage.
Yeah.
The mana fixing in this set is going to be awful as well because there are no dual lands.
Yes.
Because they took the perfectly fine functional cards that were the gates and made them tapped. And it's battlefield tap, only tap for 1 color of mana, but you get to basically draw a non-land card.
Yeah.
With them for 4 mana. Only do this once. So it's like, why, like, these cards were fine. And like didn't need like alchemyized.
Yeah, it's strange.
Also, do you want to touch on 6-sided cards?
I do. Let's do one thing first.
Okay.
Is there anything in here you're interested in?
So remember we've talked about like there are some sets that you can just go like, I don't have to pay attention to this. This is one of those sets for me that I was like, I paid attention to it enough in paper.
Yeah. To
pick out the cards I needed for the cube, make sure there wasn't anything that just screamed, I am busted in Legacy.
Yeah.
I will admit I missed Displacer Kitten. Being like, resolve this and win the game on the spot.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, I have no idea what any of the Alchemy cards are. I have all the FR cards already.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't play Alchemy or Historic, so there's nothing, and I'm not going to draft it, because I'm assuming it's a bad draft environment.
Yeah, I am probably not going to draft this either. I do play, like, Historic Brawl as a palate cleanser sometimes, though. If I've had enough of playing on ladder and I'm sick of hating myself, I'll usually play Historic Brawl for a couple days and then go back. And there's some cool stuff in here for Historic Brawl, so.
Okay, like what?
I basically have the Prosper Tomebound deck built, but with Angrath as the general. So that's a pretty easy change for me. I kind of built that deck hoping that Prosper would be legal on Arena at some point. I don't know that there's a ton else, but Prosper jumped out at me.
Okay. So, well, I mean, that's good that there's at least one card that we can be like, oh.
There was something else too. I don't remember what it is though.
I think if there were if I don't know, I wish there was like a historic but without Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Because you could play some of these commanders, like they give you like interesting commanders to play. But I also don't want to have something perpetually get -2, -1, or like, oh hey, I'm gonna cascade into 4 things or something and just be like, oh,
yeah,
gosh.
kind of going back to the point you made about the gates being different in like Alchemy than they were in Commander Legends.
Mm-hmm.
There are 2 cards in this set that are in the spoiler twice. Because
They
I'm
are?
assuming that you're going to draft them one way, and then when they're actually in your collection, they're going to be different.
Okay.
Baba Lysiga and Minsk.
Okay. Well,
So Baba Lysiga Night Witch is 1 black-green for a 3/3. You can tap and sack up to 3 permanents. If there were 3 or more card types among these permanents, each opponent loses 3 life, you gain 3 life, and draw 3 cards.
okay.
And then there's also an arena version that adds a mana to that. So it's 2 green-black instead of just 1 green-black.
Oh, okay. I see the...
And same with Minsk, the green-red Planeswalker. They added a mana to it and have an arena version. So I'm not sure what that's all about. Like, it's kind of awkward that you would draft a card one way and then it would
play it a different way and constructed.
Yeah.
That is super weird.
Yeah. I don't know why they just wouldn't have made that change to start with.
Yeah. Or like, oh, it's too good for constructed as it is costed, but not good enough for a draft if we increase the cost.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really strange.
Yeah, like I don't know why you would. I mean, some of the cards that they've printed, like it's like obvious that they don't care that they're busted.
Right.
Also, I love the fact that like on some level you're encouraged to play like 2 and 3 color, like heavy 2 and 3 color decks because of the rares and the mythic legends are like, or even the uncommon ones are super powerful.
No
and they're
fixing,
just like, no fixing. Just figure it out. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Good luck. You're on your own.
Right. Maybe it would have been interesting if they would have done it, the draft environment where you played 1v1 brawl afterwards.
Yeah.
Right. Where you pick the commander.
Yeah. If it was more of a Commander Legends style product, that might be kind of cool.
Yeah. You're just like, hey, because there's enough legends. Like they could guarantee a legend in every pack.
Yeah. I mean, they did that for Dominaria and that wasn't Commander whatever.
Yeah, but they could put one of the legends in every pack, and then you have to have a commander. So they would have to put in I don't know, whatever his name is, Prismatic Flute Boy or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Prismatic Piper.
Yeah, or whatever it is in this set. It could just be that because they're not using background.
Yeah.
Which that was the hook for Commander Legends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that they may have got themselves in trouble when... So they, announced Alchemy a year ago? Maybe longer?
Okay. I don't remember when they announced it.
Right, but... Because they started... When did they start doing Alchemy? We started getting Alchemy products with...
Kamigawa?
Was it Kamigawa?
I think so.
No, there was one before that, wasn't there?
I don't think so.
Was
there a Val one? I didn't think there was a Val one. I thought it started with Kamigawa.
You might be right. But I think they were under the impression that Alchemy was going to be a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, you wouldn't do it if you didn't think it was going to be a hit, right?
Right.
And so... that was what was going to let them get away with not having a summer set.
Yeah.
Because, hey, we don't need a summer set because we have this super cool thing that everyone's going to love and want to do. And then they released it, and it was just all backlash, your economy sucks, I don't want to play Hearthstone, blah, 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 blah. And then no one plays Alchemy now, but they were because of what they did with the set releases, they were well, crap. we have to still release this product.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people are gonna like play it. It'll be interesting though. Like, let's say this set just does awful numbers,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, it doesn't get drafted a lot. People aren't opening packs, right? Like, this could like kind of kill the alchemy experiment,
Maybe.
right? Just be like, oh well, I guess no one wants this.
So there is, before we get to my, I'll call it a take. I'll let you guys decide if it's hot or cold. Before we get to that, what you were just saying kind of made me think. I wonder, like, what percentage of arena players don't own paper cards? Like, how many people came to arena and stayed there? Or, I guess, like, paper players that play only on arena now, kind of like me, don't really count for what I'm thinking. But, like, how many digital only players are there that would be interested in alchemy? You know what I mean? Like, somebody that doesn't care about the cards being different than how they like work in paper or whatever.
Doesn't know they're different because they've never seen the card in paper.
Yeah. Like, how many of those people are there that would be okay with like alchemy, and like, because those are going to be the people that are excited about this.
This is true. It is true. Like, I think that we fall into the category of player that, wants to play, as Wizards talks about for Arena when they first made it, authentic Magic.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Arena's supposed to give you that authentic Magic experience.
Yeah.
Right, and that's what we want.
Yep.
And then there are people that have never played authentic Magic
mm-hmm.
that just see Arena as a video game.
Right.
And hey, I got new stuff for my video game.
Right.
There's a new DLC for my game. Neat. And I wonder if there's a lot of people that like play the new DLC for like 2 weeks and then go away.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then the next set comes out. Oh, hey, the new DLC's out. I'll go spend $30.
Yeah.
Playing the new DLC and then go away again. And I mean, that could just be it, where right, there are less people who care about, or even know that things aren't the same.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I think you're right. I think that we are losing sight of, again, the army of casuals that drive Magic.
Well, I mean, not necessarily just casual. Like, look at Crokies. Like, he doesn't play paper Magic at all.
Yeah.
And I saw he did a poll on his Twitter today asking people what they wanted him to stream for, like, today's stream or whatever. And I think, like, Explorer was winning. People wanted him to play Explorer. And he's like, oh, I don't want to play. It's not a digital format. I don't want to play that format. But, like, he's, quote unquote, a professional player. Like, I mean, obviously he doesn't play paper Magic, so I don't know, like, what he would do in a pro tour, but he's certainly professional in like, he's an accomplished player that has a big following and, earns his income off of playing Magic.
I think the definition of pro player has like changed greatly, right? Like Crokies, Crokies has kind of like fallen into a niche, similar to like Caleb D,
mm-hmm.
right? Where like Caleb didn't go play in a lot of paper tournaments,
right?
Because a day when he wasn't streaming was like money out of his pocket. Right? But if Caleb had won and top 8 in a number of GPs, typically ones like in the like Madison area.
Yeah.
Right? That it was like, you know what, I'm willing to take like 3 days off streaming because I'll go hang with my friends or whatever. Right? And so like you wouldn't consider Caleb a pro, right? Caleb was a streamer.
Mm-hmm.
Who we knew had the chops to play in paper.
Yeah. I mean, he's played in
right?
paper
Like,
before. He's played in big events.
oh no, exactly. He's won GPs.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But what I'm saying is like, you would never consider Caleb to be a pro.
Yeah.
Like Caleb was a streamer
Mhm.
or is a streamer. Right. I think Crokies falls in like the I'm a streamer camp.
Yeah.
And, you know, like we don't like, but I think I'm a streamer camp is what pro Magic is now.
Yeah.
Right. Like, the system has not come back online enough
Mhm.
for there to be like people that are even attempting to be pro
Right.
off of the new system. So like the pro is now the people that stream Magic full time.
Yeah.
That are like streaming Arena full time. And that's weird, right? Like that, you know, he would be like, I don't want to play Explorer because it's not a digital only format.
Yeah.
And that's like, well, you've played Standard, dog. Like that's not digital only.
Well, I mean,
But,
it might
like,
as well be. Like, there's no standard events.
This is true. But like, yeah, if you like, you know, don't ever, you know, leave the house to go play Magic, then you know, Standard is a digital only event or a digital only format. But I don't know, it's weird that they would like release a set when like there's a large portion of their player base that this product is not for them.
Yeah.
Right. There's like a certain percentage of your player base that this product cannot be for.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I feel like this is a pretty big segment.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, to the point where like Seth did a poll. Okay, hey, I got the early access for Commander Legends. What should I do? And I think not participate won the poll.
Probably.
It was not participate was like first, and then draft was second.
Yeah. Which is, you know, kind of a shame because Wizards is going to see, you know, lack of participation and take that to mean, oh, this is a thing that people don't want anymore, where in reality it's just the product nobody wants, not the streamer early access.
I think that I've seen a number of I saw one streamer today who had early access get all up in arms about someone like I'm not gonna watch this.
Mm-hmm.
And like why are streamers doing this? And like, oh, don't you like take away from streamers? And it's like fair. Like as a streamer, like you have to do it, right?
Yeah.
Right. Like the mothership has given you like some sort of access and like has dubbed you like worthy.
Right.
Right. So you have to do it for the like, you know, the clout,
Mm-hmm.
quote unquote, that gets you. But at the same time, right, like what if people don't watch?
Right.
Right, like, you know, hey, as a streamer I usually get 500 views a stream and I got 250 for Alchemy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of what I mean is like for a couple sets, they took away the early access events and they, you know, they didn't offer them to streamers. It was something that they decided that wasn't worth the time to do or whatever. And then they brought it back.
Did you hear the rumor about why that happened?
Oh, no.
Apparently, what I heard was there was literally one person who championed the streamer early access events.
Yeah.
And they got another job. And since that one person left,
nobody picked it up.
There was no one at the small startup Wizards of the Coast that picked up the ball and ran with it. And then eventually someone was like, we should probably do that again.
Yeah.
But that's like part of the reason why it went away was like the person that like sent out the emails went away.
Yeah.
And they didn't like put two and two together and go like, yo, Susan's the one that sends the emails, right?
Yeah.
And Susan doesn't work here anymore. Should someone send out the emails?
Would not surprise
me. They didn't have
me.
that conversation.
Yeah. Wouldn't surprise me.
Also, like, if they really valued it, they would have made sure someone kept sending those emails.
Yeah.
But your point is very valid that, like, they screwed up. And I'm glad they brought it back.
Yeah.
But...
Well, I just hope that they don't see reduced numbers for this and take it as a sign that the streamer early access events are no good, when in reality it's the product that's no good and they should make better products that people care about.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully someone in their like data analytics department would be like, huh, this set is different than every other set we've done.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should do another regular set and see what the numbers look like afterwards.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly though, right, like there's not a whole lot of effort to do the streamer early access event. And so
spin up a couple God accounts and send some emails out.
Yeah. And I think they like log into like a different server.
Yeah.
Because like apparently for this event there's no historic and there's no like
That's
basically
weird.
all you can do is play Alchemy or draft. Like those are gonna be your only two options as ways to play.
Weird.
But like for doing very little work, getting a few thousand people to like watch your product for free, right? Like, seems like a pretty good return on investment. You're just like, here, log in with this account. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's not like it's super hard, but yeah, no, it'll be interesting to see how it does.
Yeah.
Because, right, like per usual, the community's angry.
Yeah. I mean, what else is new? So, are you ready for my take?
Hit me with it. Let's go.
All right. So, Magic came out in 1993, right? So, we're almost 30 years in.
Yeah.
I think almost 30 years in, Wizards has finally started making Magic the way Dr. Garfield intended.
In a way that you can't know what all the cards are?
Exactly. Like, that was the whole point behind Magic, is he wanted nobody to have any idea what was in your deck when you sat down across from somebody. And he wanted every card to be brand new, and for you to have to read every card, and for you to see a card and say, I've never seen that card before. And I think we're finally there. Because nobody has any idea what's in this set or what was in Commander Legends or is in Double Masters or is in any product that comes out anymore. We have all new mechanics that only work in digital. We have cards that work differently in digital than they do in paper. And, as you alluded to earlier, we have 6-sided cards where there's an entire wall of text in each text box.
So, they have the specialized mechanic. And it is you pay some amount of mana. I think they're all 2.
Are they all 2?
No. Here's one that's 1.
Yeah. And there's one where you like discard a card too, isn't there?
I think specialized you discard a card. So pay mana, discard a card or land type of your choice.
Yeah.
And change the card to its new card with the effects.
Okay.
And the change depends on what you discard. That's why they gave the gates land types.
Oh, gotcha.
Because I didn't realize it was or land type. So, like, if you discard the white gate, since it is a plains gate, it flips your card to the white side.
Yep.
So, there are 1, 2, 3, 4. Are there 20 of these? Because there are 4 white ones.
Probably.
Yeah, I think there are 20. Yeah, there's a common, an uncommon. No, 2 uncommons, a rare, and a mythic. Okay.
Yep.
And so you have these cards. Now they have the exact same art as cards from the paper set.
Yep.
Which again may or may not matter based on if you know Magic is a paper game.
Right.
And then each of these cards has the side that you like draft. Or like would be, if you think about it like a paper flip card, would be the side that you would have face up in your sleeve. Right? And then, depending on what you discard to it, it changes the mana cost and the text box.
Oh, I didn't realize it changed the mana cost. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So, let's see. We'll do the white ones. So just for an example here. So, if you flip the white one with a white card, it goes from 1 on the white 2/2 to 1 white 3/3.
Oh, is this perpetual? Is that why it changes the mana cost?
It flips the card in your hand. So it's not when it's on the battlefield.
Yeah.
You specialize when it's in your hand.
Okay.
Um,
I bet you it's perpetual. I bet you, like, if you flip one of these, it's just always whatever you flip it to.
yeah. And then if you flip a blue card to it, it's 1 blue white.
Yeah.
It's a 3/4 with vigilance. So like basically it'd be like if in paper, when you like got the card, if you could like pull it out and it like unfolded like a billfold,
Yeah.
like the like old kind of like the old dad like wallet like picture holder
Yeah.
kind of deal. Either like the book one where you flip through the pictures, or it just like unrolls.
Yeah.
And you're just like, and like, here you go. Which one do I want? And you fold it back up and you flip it over. So we have found a way to get more words on cards.
Oh yeah. Infinite words on cards.
I am willing to bet that people will like not know what their cards do in their deck.
Mm-hmm.
They will be as surprised as their opponent
100%.
when they specialize it.
Like, there's no way you can play around one of these.
No.
Like,
no, you just
I don't know what any of them do. I'm sure one of them is an absolute blowout and you get demolished. And if you knew what it did, you would see it coming from a mile away and play around it, but there's no way to know. There's no way to know.
I mean,
I guess this is kind of like their take on backgrounds to make them work on Arena, because it's kind of the same design space.
Kind of.
Like you're playing your legendary creature or whatever, and then like you get to pick a background for it. You know, you discard a blue card and it gets a blue background, and you discard a black card and it gets a black background.
Yeah, but again, I think you specialize when it's in your hand.
Okay.
Not when it's on the battlefield.
Right, but
yeah.
Same idea though.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that it's, functionally different, but
they're all sick discard outlets for Greasefang.
This
is
true.
They're all basically blood tokens.
No. Because you have to pick a color and then discard. So you can't pick colorless. Although I guess Parhelion is white, yeah.
Or if you were Abzan, you could pick Azek's Chariot.
Yeah.
So I guess it only works with Parhelion. That's the one you wanted to work with anyway.
Right.
But yeah, it is a very weird mechanic.
Yes.
That just is like, let's make this more complicated. But I guess that is a good point. Like, I hadn't thought of it as like a way to kind of get the background mechanic in.
There's now one of these is supposed to be like busted. I'm trying to find it. Shadowheart Cleric of War is 1 black-red for a 4/4 with Death Touch. And
which one is that?
Shadowheart Sharon Cleric, but the red version.
Okay.
At the beginning of your end step, it deals 1 damage to each player. Whenever you lose life during your turn, Shadowheart deals that much damage to each opponent.
Yeah, I was looking for this card because I was going to talk about that.
Oh, okay.
Because I had saw that with Adonto Vanguard.
Yeah.
You just kill him.
Mm-hmm.
You like play your Vanguard on 2. You play this and you attack, or you attack. And if they don't block, you play this, and then you just kill
all of your life.
Yeah. Well, I guess you can only activate it if they have 13 life or less. So I guess it takes a little bit of work, so you can't just kill them on turn 3.
Ooh,
but
it doesn't
still,
say anything about 13 life or less. Oh, you can only flip it if you have 13 life or less.
Yeah. Oh, if a player has 13 life or less. So I guess you can just you can try to kill him on like turn 4.
Yeah.
Flip it on 2 because you did the Adonto Vanguard trick that you used to do with what are they called? The
Knight of the Ebon Legion.
Yeah, where you're just you hit yourself and then it gets a counter.
Yep.
Same thing.
Yep. Still works though.
Yeah. And you just play the dual lands.
Mm-hmm.
You play shocks, and then you get your your red mana, so you don't have to have a ton of red.
Yep.
Yeah,
And you get
like,
Thoughtseize.
yeah, like this one looks like one of those that you're just like, did you guys test this at all?
Yeah. I mean, it's mana intensive, though. Like,
It is,
it's
but like
two
you
to
go like
two to specialize, and
and
you
then
got to lose a
three.
card.
Don't you discard and then draw?
Is it discard then draw?
Uh, discard a card to. Oh wait, no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay, no. So you are down a card. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. See, magic as Richard Garfield intended. Nobody knows what the cards do.
Yeah, exactly. Like he never intended us to have full spoilers and everything. It was all just supposed to be like, oh wow, neat.
Yep.
Right. He wasn't intending for us to like just buy stacks of cards.
Yeah.
On the first day the set came out. He wanted you to go to your game store and then be surprised.
Mm-hmm. Every day was a new adventure.
Yes, I really do think that like are all these cards the ones that had
Background?
background?
I don't know. Because Wilson Refined Grizzly, you right now, is one of these specialized cards.
They didn't put all of them in there, all the background cards.
Right.
But it's also like the fact that they were just like, we'll use the same art. It's fine.
Yeah.
Right. That's just another thing that feels cheap. It's like, come on, you gotta like commission some more art.
Well, come on. They put a filter over each one for the backside.
I guess you are right. They did.
They changed the colors of the trees on Wilson.
Yeah, I'm looking at Veronica Nightscape Disciple. I think no, I'm looking at the red one. Like
Yeah. I think all of them they put a filter over.
Ambergris Citadel Agent.
Yeah.
Right. The white one has the background is white. The next one, the background is blue.
Yeah.
Background is purpley black. Then red.
The shapeshifter is all different arts on the back because she turns into different creature types. Lucamina, Moon Druid.
Oh, Moon Druid. That must be blue, right?
No, it's green.
What?
Yeah, she turns into a hawk, a crocodile, a scorpion, a wolf, or a bear, and they're all different arts.
Okay. So this one they actually bet more than like $6.
Right. They had more than an intern with Photoshop.
Yeah. Because what's funny is when you get to the one that has the same color as the card.
Yeah.
The art is exactly the same. Maybe it's like a slightly like different hue.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to tell. Yeah, but like Wilson, the green Wilson is like the exact same card.
Yeah.
They're just like, no worries. We're just gonna leave this one the same.
Yep.
Like it's all good.
Oh no.
Yeah,
his orb is green on the backside.
His orb.
Yeah, the potion that he's holding in his hand.
Oh.
Is red on the front and green on the back.
I did not even notice. You are correct.
Man.
You
are really bad at those.
Sorry.
Can you find 10 things that are different between these two pictures?
No. I can find one. We found the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't it does not feel good.
Yeah.
We've got like some sweet spell books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. This year does feel like a lot of products are just cash grabby.
Yeah.
More so than usual because they feel, like I said, they feel poorly done. It feels like they were just like, what is a way that we can get something out here?
Yeah.
As opposed to what is a good product, what is going to be a good gameplay experience.
Oh, I know. Let's have a secret lair every month that's only lands, and there's one for each month. But none of them are going to ship until it's all done.
So we can just hold this money.
Yeah.
But they're available for the entire year.
Right.
Yeah, but they're just like, well, it's such a weird thing that was like, you know what? Okay, here, you're going to pay for this in January.
Yeah.
and then we're going to hold on to it, hold on to your money until the following January.
Yeah.
And then we're good. Well, are they doing the thing where you pay for it and they don't take your money?
Yeah, they do like I don't know, forget what it is, quarter or something, and then they bill you right before it ships.
Okay, so that's
it's just
as
really
bad.
strange. Like, I don't know. The whole thing seems like a cash grab.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure if that goes well, we're going to go from zodiac signs to, I don't know, like calendars. Like, do you want your like January like snow-covered plains?
Yeah.
Just got like a calendar for like January on it or whatever.
Oh, winter arts or whatever, yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, and it's just gonna be like, okay. So can't really give you a lot of hard-hitting insight onto this because this is one that we just ignored. But the thing we can kind of point out is like they just seem like they mailed this one in.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's like an amazing draft environment that like is cohesive and makes sense, but I don't know how.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I'm probably not going to find out either, so.
I'm not going to find out. You'd asked me before if I was going to do the Mastery Pass.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, because at the end of it, you get like a free draft.
Right.
Well, you get like, it costs like 1,000 gems and you get a draft token, and a draft token's like 1,000 or 1,500.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I get all that stuff and a draft I was going to do in the future anyway. Fine.
Right.
But like, I don't see myself like giving them any money for this product.
No, me neither.
And I'll get to play like a standard deck in the Alchemy events, which will be fun.
Yep.
But like, what am I losing to? Like, I don't know. Concede.
I've literally never heard of that card. I'm sure I'm going to lose to it now.
I concede to many a fake card.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what is that? Can I win next turn? Am I gonna like get like housed by this ridiculous thing? Like, okay, I'm done now.
Yeah.
I'll play someone who's like, has the same deck building constraints as me, which is cards that like function in Magic.
Yeah.
So, all right. With that, I think we have a show.
We have a show.
So, again, we're asking if you have any suggestions for shows or show ideas. Please hit us up on the social medias because Wizards is mailing it in, and we're trying not to, dang it. So we want to make sure we give you guys what you want.
Absolutely. Yep. Hit us up. All the links are down below. If you want to support the show, 2 ways to do it. TCG Player Affiliate link is number 1, tcg.CasualTryHardMTG.com. Head on over there, use that link to get the TCG Player. Purchase whatever you're going to purchase, and you support the show. It's easy as that. Second way is Patreon, patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG. Chip a couple bucks in, money goes right to us. We really appreciate it. Helps us do all of the cool stuff that we do. Continue making the show, support our patrons, maybe eventually get some prizes for our tournaments. But it all starts with you guys. So if you want to see more of that stuff, head on over to patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG and show us your support monetarily. Please and thank you.
Please.
Also, I mentioned our tournament. I think I forgot to mention our tournament at the top of the show. MTGmelee.com. Head on over there, search CasualTryHardMTG. Our tournament will pop up. This tournament is, I forget what we're doing. Oh, I'm such a bad host. It's not in the show notes.
Standard Artisan.
Thank you very much. It'll be best of 3. It is July 23rd, I believe, and it will start at 8 p.m. East Coast time. Deck lists are required. Head on over to mtgmelee.com. Sign up there, put your deck list in, and come have fun with us.
Yeah, they are pretty fun.
Yep, we enjoy running them, so hopefully you guys enjoy playing in them. But I think that's
everyone
it.
who has played in them has enjoyed themselves.
Yeah, I think so too. Yep.
So, all right. With that, we will catch you on the internet.
We will catch you on the internet.